Now, this Nikola Tesla, I believe he's a good guy. Q thinks he's a good guy. The What I've seen in the newspaper about him, he's literally been tromped on while other people have gotten all the credit. And even in the 1930s, when he wasn't that old, uh, they were describing him in these teeny tiny little articles, which we'll take a look at, as the once, successful. But meanwhile, he's inventing things all along, and the newspaper is describing him as the once, he was once successful. He's all washed up now, though. But, here he is with his birthday thing again. So, no, he actually was discovering even more exciting things as he got older. And I believe that those descriptions of him as the once, successful scientist were deliberately put there, disinformation, so people wouldn't listen to him because he was coming up with some amazing things. Amazing things like a giant eye to see round the world. How Nikola Tesla's newest invention is to enable us to see the struggles of the Arctic explorer, the clash of the battles, and the fantastic lives of unknown millions. You see everybody working there behind the giant eye. Now, there's lots of things about this that are kind of sketchy, and it makes you wonder who he's working for. Who is he doing this for? So there he is, Dr. Nikola Tesla, famous inventor who announces the creation of the all-seeing eye. Think of it, a great mechanical eye, created of finest tempered steel, endowed with electric power and seeing to all parts of the earth. Science in the person of Nikola Tesla announces it as a realized achievement. It affords a fantastic picture, a superb imaginative flight for the mechanical orb will follow in principle the exquisite and flawless construction of the human eye. Now this is in 1923, March 2nd, 1923. Tesla, its creator, is a Nobel Prize winner and the man who harnessed Niagara Falls. He describes his all-seeing eye as follows. My electrical eye comes as the result of years of study and experiment. 3 stages mark its construction, and the first 2, most difficult, have already been completed. I am certain that man will soon possess this machine in completed form and will be able to see at will to any part of the earth. In planning its construction, I have taken the human eye as a model and have followed the principles which nature used in developing the human eye. My mechanical eye will be one of a group of associated machines, just as the human eye is part of the body and can only function in cooperation with the other parts of the body. End quote. Recently, wireless telephony, which I guess is a wireless telephone, became a fact from one side of the Atlantic to the other, and soon man will be able to send his voice around the earth by wireless. The arrival of Tesla's mechanical eye will mean that the man in New York can see his business associate in Shanghai as he talks to him by wireless. The eye, resting on a pivot, will be swung about and brought to bear on the explorer fighting his way over the frozen wastes of the Arctic Circle. The fiery interior of the earth will give up its secrets to the eye, and the battles of men will be revealed to all other men in their cruelty and savagery. See, this doesn't sound like a good thing to me. Now, I go back and forth on Tesla's inventions, but this, and talking about the fiery interior of the earth will give up its secrets to the eye. I don't know about that. I'm not 100% in favor of this, I don't think. The eye will teach man to understand man. I don't know about that. When you hear that your neighbor has been run down and injured by an automobile, you express sympathy because you know him. The death of a famous film star touches the hearts of millions because they know him. But 50,000 men, women, and children may starve to death in China, while newspaper readers in New York, Youngstown, Ohio, and Phoenix, Arizona remain unmoved because the victims are only numbers. The advent of the all-seeing eye will change all that, Tesla believes. He has labored in the hope that the revealing of the secret places of the earth will unlock the secret places of the heart and help to bring mankind together in understanding and consideration. Oh, God love him. I mean, I don't know if that's really him talking, but he really died. I mean, he was a hermit. because I believe they were allowing other people to take credit for the inventions that they stole from him. The FBI, the government, stole from him after he died. To understand the mechanical eye and the work that has preceded it, you must know something of Tesla. This tall, gaunt electrical wizard who has made so many fantastic dreams come true is as strange as some of his inventions. This is hard to read because half of it's missing. He lives on one of the top floors of the St. Regis, one of New York's most exclusive hotels. There he has his workrooms, mysterious places never visited by outsiders. There, the eye machine rests, waiting for the day soon to come when Tesla asserts he will vivify it and turn it over to his fellow men for operation. Tesla sleeps only 2 hours a night and eats only 2 very light meals a day. It says all his time and energy go into the creation of electrical inventions. He has discovered and invented a system of arc lighting, a system of alternating current power transmission, the Tesla coil or transformer, a system of transmission of power without wires, a system of wireless telegraphy, and numerous other modern wonders. Tesla believes absolutely in his mechanical eye and its workability. In planning, he has pursued the same methods that have something so successfully with his other inventions. It says up here, the Tesla Mystery Tower at Shoreham, Long Island, used in many of Tesla's early experiments. He has worked out his machine in his mind to the last detail without planning it on paper or by means of a model. As in the case of my other inventions, he explained, there was a long period of incubation during which I turned over in my mind the idea of creating a mechanical eye. As I came to an obstruction, I would stop, put the idea away in my subconscious mind, and return to it later. But by his ways of reaching the different steps of the solution were reached. They would flash suddenly from my unconscious mind, just as all my ideas for inventions have done. It stands to reason that man must create in time some means of seeing through substances and to any distance. He has annihilated distance in other ways, and the creation of my eye will be just a part of the large plan for bringing mankind closer together. It is interesting to note that at about the same time that Tesla announced the invention of the mechanical eye, an electrical engineer in Pasadena, California, said that he was able any opaque material luminously by means of an optical ray, the most powerful known to man, or some kind of ray. He made no claims that the ray would penetrate great distance into the earth. I hate it when it's like this too. But the principle is very similar to the one on which Tesla is working. The Tesla experiments on the giant mechanical eye are thought to date back to the days when he built the mystery something and something warehouse at somewhere Long Island. And it's outside of New York. And J.P. Morgan, the tower was about something. J.P. Morgan was backing Tesla. So that's not good. J.P. Morgan Sr. was backing Tesla in the experiment. And I'm not even going to try to read this. I may look for a better version of this newspaper, if I can find it. And it looks like he was at his beck and call. It was whispered that he was struggling with the problem of interplanetary communication, among other things. So it looks as if he was at J.P. Morgan's beck and call, because J.P. Morgan Sr. was backing Tesla in the experiment. Of course he was. The all-seeing mechanical eye. That's like a dream come true. And so he probably pestered him to death, practically. It was whispered that he was struggling with the problem of interplanetary communication, among other things. This was not verified, however, and scientists and the general public could only guess the reason for the mystery tower. Then Tesla and his workmen departed one day as suddenly as they had come. A watchman stood guard over the tower and workshop for a year. Then he too went away, and the plant became known as Tesla's $1 Million Folly. Neighborhood boys played up and down the ladder and steps of the Mystery Tower, and finally it was sold. During the war, it was torn down when the government thought there was danger of it being used as a secret wireless station by enemies of the country. Now it is believed the Mystery Tower not only meant an attempt on Tesla's part to communicate with Mars, but also saw his first experiments with the mechanical eye. Tesla will not venture to predict whether the mechanical eye will carry sufficient power to something atmosphere so that man can obtain